Shout out to TikTok. About to go live. Sweetie, that's the only lights we got? It seems dim. Can you turn on those kitchen lights? Thank you very much. Sorry,
Yeah.
We're here. What?
GRA season.
GRA season. There we go.
Hey,
Shout out to
100 deep,
TikTok.
and we
About to go
blowing
live.
tree. Make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back. I'm in town all week. Make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting sheep, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing come for free. No. Daddy trapping for the low, they was smashing at my door. This that New York, this that Texas, this that Carolina flow. I got shooters that are bros, I got enemies so close. I got exes who keep texting, got some millionaires I know. In the basement, this the matrix, I'm just following the code. I keep doing what I do, you keep doing what you told. From the city where the blackest type of people do you cold. Got a drink with my team, this is all we ever known. GRA, that's the season, people fake, we don't need them. People hate, we cannot relate, there is no debate. Boy, you late, we been on the way, on the interstate, on the chase, get into the cake, throw it in the safe. 100 deep, and we blowing tree, make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back, I'm in town all week, make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting sheep, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing come for free. City taught me how to win, diamonds taught me how to swim, money taught me how to grin. Yeah, shout out to my teachers. You ain't never did a favor, you get mad that I ain't pay you, boy. You always been a hater. Yeah, shout out to my leeches. Hey, they get left and now I'm living right. You the type of girl I'll make my wife. We too young to do that all tonight. Drunk right now, I said I'll change your life. I like the way that she dancing, we always taking our chances. Might take her out to the Hamptons, we never sleeping, we vamping. Trapped like the building abandoned, you see the team is expanding. I had to sit on the throne, they telling lies, I can't stand it. 100 deep, and we blowing tree, make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back, I'm in town all week, make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting sheep, but I'm never sleep. No. They was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing come for free. No,
Nothing comes for free, yo.
Nothing come for free. Nah,
Thank you for being here tonight.
nothing come for free.
Nothing comes for free. We're still trying to figure out our setup, y'all. I'll do it in front of you guys. I don't care. Hey, thank you guys for being here. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to my pops. I do this for you, man. It is what it is. Sorry if I'm getting distorted. I just saw a red line on me. That should never happen. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to TikTok if you're watching the show. We're going to be doing the Big 12 today. And somebody just said, what was the song you played last week? I think you said it was your wife's favorite song at the time. I think it was classic rock. Never, not even clue. Not even true. Ain't nothing wifey about this. No classic rock. My girl's favorite song is DJ Easy Rock. Yeah, Rob Bass. Rob Bass, It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right. Yep, that's her favorite song. Just so y'all know. Hey, shout out for being here. Thank you guys so much. I wanted to play my theme song this morning, or this evening. I never sleep. I never sleep. Haters never sleep. I want to be very clear. Tonight's show is about the Big 12. So if you got questions, put them in the chat. Big 12 or the American Athletic Conference, the AACC. And I've got them in order. I'm going to be reading off, excuse me, I got to get my mind right, y'all. I'm going to be reading off the Discord comments first, and then I'll be going to YouTube. They hold priority here. If you're on TikTok asking me questions, you got to move over. That's just the way it gets down. I won't talk to you any other way. Sorry if you guys can't see the backdrop. I've changed my mic positioning. Look, we'll do it like this so you guys can see me a little better. How about that? That's a little better. But you still can't see the Rico Knows behind me. I'm doing whatever I want to do, y'all. I'm living my own world, living my own life. So first thing I want to address, last night, man, it was cold as hell. And I ain't talking about it being the weather. I'm talking about missing on all 3 games. But shooters shoot, man. Shout out to Kobe, RIP. I feel like I get things right even when the coaches get it wrong. So it's a damn shame Western Michigan got shut out last night. That's just crazy. I've seen that offense score so many points, and they couldn't do anything against Northern Illinois, and at the same time, they couldn't stop them. Don't understand it. Third down conversions all over the place. You can't get in the way of that. You can't stop it from happening. It's absurd. I don't know what those coaches are doing or aren't doing, but there's coaches being fired all over the damn world. Maybe we need to fire some of these MAC coaches for looking crazy and they cost us money. But when coaches get fired, you got to find somebody to hire. And word on the street is the A&M job. Hey, Josh Pate, is that the guy's name? Josh Pate, the dude who talks for On3, sponsored by On3. He talks in front of a mic just like me. 2 hours ago, he posted a video on TikTok, and the video's a clip, and he says Texas A&M could hire anybody. That's what he says. Josh Pate says Texas A&M could hire anybody. Nobody's safe. Are you kidding me, bro? You just stole my take. I said that shit 2 days ago. I put it in a video over 48 hours ago, 24 hours ago. And now you got guys from On3, 24/7, stealing my take. It's gross. The other day, I was watching ESPN at halftime, and they were doing a show with Acho, that dude Sam Acho or whatever his name is, and he was doing the same shit. He was doing the same shit. He was doing a halftime show, and they were talking about something, and the headline was something I said 3-4 days earlier. True story. And what you got to start to realize is the producers at these shows watch my channel. I'm not blaming the individuals in front of the microphone. I'm assuming what they're saying is not their original thought. Well, I know it's not their original thought. It's my thought. It's my original take. And they are being told, talk about this subject from this perspective or this slant or this point of view. They're stealing from me day in and day out. It's gross, bro. It's absolutely gross. And you can't copyright it. Somebody said copyright it. You can't. To copyright, you can copyright your slogan. You can copyright this. No. It's the audacity, the nerve. It's the same reason Kevin Hart's allowed to steal jokes from smaller comedians. Somebody will go in here and go, nobody's watching you. Somebody says, nobody's watching you. Nobody watches you. My bank account tells me otherwise. My bank account tells me otherwise. Somebody's watching me. I haven't left the house in months. It's been over a year now. I've been doing this full time. And let me tell you, my bank account's bigger than it's ever been in my life. My whole damn life. Somebody's watching me. And they're taking really good notes. And I ain't even mad about it. Just want to say, don't give those bums any play, bruh. They got no originality to them. They're just sitting around. It's nothing different, bruh. The white man stole the land from the Indians. You stealing my ideas, not paying me? Reparations, bro. Reparations. Punk ass shit, man. Well, I know one guy who's not being coached, who's not going to be hired at A&M. That's Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is not going, rumored to go. Let me tell you, you want to fail as a program? Hire an NFL coach. NFL coaches do not translate to the college game. They know their X's and O's. They're great at whatever they're doing up in the NFL, holding adults accountable. Man, the NFL is filled with professional athletes who know what to do to be professionals. Like they know what it takes, or they don't make it. You're not sitting there teaching NFL wide receivers how to catch a pass. No, by the time you get there, you know how to catch a pass. You're teaching them how to do study and film review and read defenses when they're adjusting, and you're teaching them week-to-week adjustments, right? It's all about your adjustments from week to week. You got to change your scheme, your reads, habits, whatever it is, and those little nuances is a lot more in-depth and ingrained than here's how you catch a football. Here's how you run a route. You have position coaches for that. You have off-season trainers for that. So it's easy to be an NFL coach in the sense that the players they're professionals. Like you don't have to yell at them and make them do laps to get them in shape. No, they show up in shape. That's the difference between now and the 70s, right? They show up to training camp in shape. So what would Dan Campbell bring to A&M? Because you have to teach those kids how to prepare for games. You don't just inherit a bunch of professionals. So I don't think it would even be a good hire. I don't think it's a good fit, but more power to him. I don't, you're going to name all the candidates out there, and I don't shun it. Like, I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's just not going to be successful. So who should be hired at A&M? You guys want to hear a name? James Franklin. James Franklin at Penn State. All you ungrateful Penn State fans, I talked about it yesterday, and I'll talk about it again today. I think Penn State fans are so ungrateful. They don't want a coach that won the Rose Bowl. They don't want a coach that's won more games than he's supposed to. That's who I would do. That's what I would do. I would hire James Franklin. I don't know what he costs. I don't know how it goes, but let him off your hands, bro. I'm just saying. You ever seen a dude with a good wife? Good wife. Maybe she's a B plus. Maybe she's a 7. Maybe an 8. And all he does is complain about her. All he does is complain about his wife. He just nags about it. He just complains about her the whole time. She's an 8, bro. She's walking around an 8. And he keeps talking about these 10s. He just look at him. He's like, bro, be grateful you got that 8 right there. That shit's banging. 80-20, bro. 80-20. You guys know the 80-20 rule? 80%, right? She got 80% of what you're looking for. She's missing that 20. Don't mess around and go looking for that missing 20, bro. Do not. You're going to find another woman out there you think is a 10 because she's got that 20% your girl's missing. And guess what? All she really has is 20%. All she is, over time, you're going to find out all she is tits and ass. All she is 20%. And you're about to be missing out on that 80%. Ask any dude cheating on his wife. Ask any dude leaving his marriage for his mistress. Ask Rush Probst. You meet a new girl, you think she's everything, and she's only got 20%. But she got that 20% your wife is missing. So you think you found the jackpot. You think you found something nice. So all you teams out there complaining about your coach because he's not quite 100% of what you dreamed of, FAFO. Fuck around, find out. You get rid of him, and you go get the guy who's charismatic. You go get the guy who recruits really well, who promises to beat Ohio State and Michigan. Go do that. You're going to find out you hired a coach that's missing 80% of what you want. But he's got the 20 you were looking for. He's selling tickets and season tickets, but he ain't winning the games that matter. James Franklin is that 80% of your dream coach. He's cool with me, man. Keep that dude employed. If I was A&M, I'd rip him right away from Penn State. Penn State don't have the dollars like that. I would take him. I would take him in a heartbeat. Pause. I'm just saying. I go take Gundy, bro. I go take Gundy. You guys think I'm playing? Gundy knows the recruiting route. He knows those circles. He's been at Oklahoma State long enough. I'd take Mike Gundy. Gangster move. You guys think I'm playing? I'd take Chris Kleiman out of K-State. Give him a huge pay boost. Give Chris Kleiman all the resources he needs. This is a former national championship coach. Right? He used to win national championships, 4 of them, at North Dakota State. I'd go hire Chris Kleiman. We're talking about the Big 12. So Dan Campbell, not going to do it. Used to play tight end for A&M. That's cool. We don't want an alumni. How about this dude right here? Sam Pittman's about to be unemployed, bro. He's on the hot seat of all hot seats. I think this dude is done. You guys, they haven't fired him yet. They haven't fired Sam Pittman yet, but Sam Pittman's getting fired soon. You heard it here first. But Pittman's doing something. He's complaining about NIL. And let's talk about Dana Holgorsen for a second because we're in the Big 12. I believe Dana Holgorsen at Houston should be fired. I believe he's substandard. He's not getting it done. He dominated the transfer portal. But in-game coaching decisions, not good. Now, yes, Houston lost Alton McCaskill, and he was their star running back, and they knew how to use a running back. They hand off the ball to a running back. The scheme they use is running back friendly, and it hurts that they lost them. But then Dana Holgorsen came out and said, well, we think there was some tampering going on. You think there was tampering going on with Alton McCaskill the fourth? Prove it. Prove it. Then Dana Holmgren came out and said, well, we need more NIL money. He's preemptively telling you why he sucks. Preemptively telling you why his team doesn't do well. Because we need more NIL money to keep our players here and to be successful and then get the star recruits. We need more NIL. He's blaming NIL right off rip. Are you kidding me, bro? His star kickoff returner, he's got 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. His star player is injured for the year, and he's worried he's going to transfer. Yeah, he's going to transfer. And you should be cut anyways. You shouldn't even have a job, bro. Just letting you know. Dana Holmgren saying your days are numbered. Shout out to Gundy. Shout out to the Big 12. Hey, speaking of the 12, what up, Pac-12? I talk about Pac-12 on Fridays, but today this is urgent news. It just came out yesterday, but it's worth talking about. Oregon State and Washington State have been granted full control of the Pac-12. Let me explain that. There's a headquarters for the Pac-12, and that's where all the offices are, and there's computers there. It's office space. It's tangible assets. But somebody needs to own it. With all the teams departing to the Big Ten, the only 2 teams left are Washington State and Oregon State, and they're saying, hey, man, we should own this shit. Rightfully so. We should own it. And those people who said they're leaving, they shouldn't have any say in what we do with our assets, with our ownership and with our equipment and the future of our program. So back in September, the Pac-12 was trying to have an emergency meeting where the commissioner of the Pac-12 and all the athletic directors and presidents from all the Pac-12 teams were going to do some voting. The voting was going to be the division of property, the way forward, the future of the conference. The voting was going to be all those things. And unfortunately, the Pac-12 was going to allow the departing members to have a vote in this conversation. Think about that for a second. Imagine you and 11 of your friends. You and 11 of your closest friends went into business together, and you guys owned a department store filled with inventory. Imagine you guys owned a Walmart, and it was 12 of you guys went in on this investment. And you're all in on it. Everybody's all in. And then one day, you go to work, and 10 of your buddies say, hey, man, we're moving to Target. We're going to Target. We're out of here. There's more revenue. It's more stable. We're going to Target. And there's 2 of you left there holding the bag saying, how the hell are we going to keep this business running? How are we going to keep these doors open? We probably got to find more business partners. But man, we need to figure out what we're going to do with all this inventory. How are we going to do this advertising? How do we get more investors? And then you say, well, let's have a damn business meeting about it. And you have a business meeting, it's just you and a buddy left. You're Oregon State and your buddy's Washington State. You show up to the business meeting, and then in walks in all 10 people who just left you hanging. And they go, we're here for the business meeting. We have voters' rights. We're still part of this business. We get to vote and say what happens with the future of this company. I'll be damned if you do. That's laughable. And that's where Oregon State and Washington State went to court and told a judge, can you please grant a protection order, a restraining order on the Pac-12 commissioner. He can't hold these meetings. He has no authority and no right to hold these meetings with those presidents and do this vote. He shouldn't have a say in what we're doing moving forward. Because, to be frank, F that guy. So they were granted a stay and this protection order back in September. And then today or yesterday, it became official. The judge granted them full control of the business and all the assets. Well, of course, the other 10 are pretty upset because now you lose positive control of all the assets and the future of the conference. But you know what? F you, bro. Go to your new meetings. Go to your new meetings at Target. Go give a shit over there. I'm cool with it. Congratulations, Oregon State. Congratulations, Washington State. I don't know what you're going to do with all these resources. I don't know if you can keep the doors open. I don't know if the Pac-12 is going to be a thing in the future. But congratulations to them for fighting for what's theirs, having a say, and asking a judge to have common sense and give them a fighting chance. Just some type of topic. I'm with it. Congratulations. If you didn't hear, Deshaun Watson's injured for the whole year. Deshaun Watson's injured for the whole year. That means DTR is going to start. Let's do it. DTR, rookie quarterback, going to start. I want to go on record and tell you that Deshaun Watson's contract is the absolute worst contract in the history of sports. The history of sports. This man got a guaranteed $230 million. He's missed 2 years now, and he's going to miss the rest of this year. That's what happens when all your money's guaranteed. You just don't give a shit. You ain't got to go to work. Trust me. I know firsthand, bro. I know firsthand. You start getting paid salary, you start losing your motivation to be there every day. Usually when you get paid salary, it's because you're going to work more than 40 hours. In case you didn't know, shout out to everybody out there. If you're an hourly employee right now and you wish that you were going to be a salary employee, yeah, it's probably more stable, probably higher paid. Not probably, it surely is. But my goodness, let me tell you, when your boss says you need to work an extra day or stay later or get this done before you go home, yeah, you got to do it. That's the whole nature of being salary. Now you don't get to look at him and go, well, I worked my 40 hours. You don't get to put your hands up and go, 40 hours, I'm done, boss. But there's a double-edged sword there. There'll be days you go home at noon. Nobody gives a shit. Work till your job's complete. Work to the standard, not the time, right? I say this all the time. I tell my soldiers all the time in the Army. I used to go to this platoon sergeant. He was notorious for trying to go home at 1500. Notorious. He'd come to my office, yo, Top, I'm trying to get all my guys out. We got to get them home for family time. You know how it is, man. Morale is down. I'm trying to get them home. 1500, we're going to get out of here. And I looked at him. I said, that's cool, man. Just remember these days when I need my time back. Remember these days when I'm looking at you saying nobody goes home before 2200. He's looked at me. I said 2200 because I'm never going home at 1500. I'm a first sergeant. I'm here before you, and I'm going to be here long after you. We're going to have a problem right now. You trying to leave work every day at 1500, especially if shit isn't done. Don't ever be missing. Don't ever be missing a document. And I can remember that day. I love that day. I was looking for something from him, and it wasn't done. Oh, I called him with all the joy in my voice. And I said, hey, I'm in my office. I need to see you in my office. He's like, yeah, I'm at home right now. I said, oh, I'm aware of where you're at. But you need to be in my office. I'll be here waiting for you. And I hung up the phone. Brought his pretty little ass in 30 minutes later in my office. What do you need for, Sergeant? I said, I need you to do the following things before you go home today. And I didn't give a shit how long it took. And sometimes people need to be reminded that you need to earn your paycheck. Deshaun Watson has never earned his paycheck. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he's never earned $230 million. Rico, you're pocket watching. No, this needs to be a lesson learned. He didn't reset the quarterback market. It needs to be a cautionary tale. Just like Jamarcus Russell and Sam Bradford, cautionary tales. Stop paying these guys Matt Flynn type money. And then these people, these clickbait motherfuckers, I'm telling you right now, they say the Browns quarterback targets. Okay, I haven't showed you the list. Somebody in the chat, just take a wild stab at it, bro. Who do you think the Browns should sign now that Deshaun Watson's out for the year? Who are the 5 quarterbacks that should probably be signed to replace Deshaun Watson? Without reading the article, just throw it in the chat. I want to know who's going to be the 5 quarterbacks that this genius of a writer, DJ Foster. DJ Foster is writing a piece. It's totally original. I'm sure you've heard it somewhere. But who's the 5 quarterbacks that should be signed by the Browns to replace Watson? Who you got? Give me 5. Somebody. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking at the Discord server and YouTube. If you're on TikTok, go to YouTube. Put it in the chat. I'm with you. I want to know. I'm looking. I'm waiting for an answer. We got Cap. Hey, look at this. He wrote Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, and Tom Brady. Holy shit. Let's see what we're batting. Because we're not going to say an undrafted free agent. We're not going to say somebody on a practice squad that could be elevated to an active roster. I don't know if you guys know this. In the NFL, if you're on a practice squad, yes, you can be elevated to the active roster. Everybody knows that, right? Did you know this? You can be signed by any NFL team at any point, as long as they sign you to their active roster and they keep you there for 3 weeks. So you're going to get 3 game checks. It's a huge deal. We're talking about making about $5,000 to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a week to $35,000 a week, and guaranteed 3 weeks paychecks like that. It's a jackpot. We could go right here, right now, and you can go Google this, and you do NFL practice squad rosters. And we can see who's on a practice squad right now. And if we look, who are the quarterbacks on the practice squad? Jeff Driscoll? Okay. Cardinals got a quarterback on the practice squad. Driscoll. Let's keep looking. Shane Boucher? Shane Buckley? Former Texas Longhorn / SMU. Hey, I like Shane. I call him Shane Boucher. Jake Luton. He's not very good, but Oregon State. Let's keep going. Trace McSorley. He's on the Bears practice squad. Any one of these dudes could be signed to the roster. A.J. McCarron, Alabama. A.J. McCarron. XFL, he played well. He's currently on the Bengals practice squad. You could sign him to the active roster. It ain't far to move him either. I would do A.J. McCarron. Ben DiNucci. Shout out to DiNucci. James Madison's finest. He's on the Broncos practice squad. Former Cowboy great. David Blau. Purdue, right? Lions practice squad. Keep looking. Alex Magoo. Just won the XFL, USFL. One of the top quarterbacks in the USFL. There we go, Alex Magoo out here. Who else is left? Keep looking. Here's another one. Kellen Mond. Is he on the Vikings? He's on the Colts practice squad. Kellen Mond had some struggles. I get it. Colts practice squad. Nathan Rourke, straight out of Ohio. You know his brother. He's the current quarterback at Ohio. Chris Olicon. Hey, I don't even know how well Chris can really play. That's South Dakota State, FCS, national championship quarterback. Max Duggan, TCU. Let's move Max Duggan up to the active roster. Why not? But instead of moving these great quarterbacks from practice squads to an active roster, Sean Mannion, probably not good. Malik Cunningham, shout out to the Patriots. Malik Cunningham on the practice squad. Jacob Eason, straight out of Washington, former Georgia great, practice squad. Slim Pickens, I get it. Trevor Siemian. You can sign him. Any one of these players you can sign to your active roster. They're all free game, all free chicken right here. But no, we got to deal with these 5. What up, Brett Rippin? We got to deal with the 5 candidates in every story for clickbait. And then the last guy on the practice squad, Jake Fromm. 5 dudes on the practice squad. Who are we signing, bro? Let's see it. Of course, Colin Kaepernick. They still think this dude, Colin Kaepernick, can play in the NFL. What the hell is wrong with these people, man? Colin Kaepernick? Ridiculous. Let's see who else we should sign. Colt McCoy. Pretty solid. Colt McCoy. Hey, Will Greer should be number 1. Is Will Greer currently on a roster, Salt in the SWAT? If he's on a roster, you can't sign him. Got to be on a practice squad or a free agent. E.J. Manuel. Terrell Pryor. Alex Finn out here throwing out some names. Alex Flynn throwing some names out. Shout out to ECU. But Colt McCoy's on the list. Here's another one. You called it. Cam Newton on the list. Cam Newton, Colt McCoy, Colin Kaepernick, and Matt Ryan. They don't want to sign a young guy. They don't want a young guy moving up. This is the shit they want. Outrageous. I don't want none of it, man. Let DTR play. Let DTR play and do his thing. And here we go. They're saying now that Quinn Ewers is coming back next year, shout out to the Big 12, Quinn Ewers coming back next season, everybody wants to know, where's Arch Manning going? Dude, if I'm Arch Manning, I don't transfer. Very clear, I don't transfer. You were going to start next year anyways. Now you think he's going to transfer somewhere. Where's he going to go, Rico? Where's he going to go? And look what they do. They say he should transfer to Georgia. What? You think he's better than Gunnar Watson? I'm sorry, Gunnar Stockton? Whew. You think he's better than Gunnar Stockton? Tripping. He's not better than Gunnar Stockton. He's not better than Brock Vandagriff. He's not better than Carson Beck. You don't transfer. If you can't start at Texas, you don't transfer to another Power 5 school. You just don't. Transfer to Bama. Woo. Who's he better than? Dylan Lonergan? He ain't better than Eli Holstein. He ain't better than Eli Holstein. See, they don't know what they're talking about. They're listing off the starters. They're listing off. No, man, I can tell you who's on the bench right now. He's not better than. He's not better than Howard. He don't belong over here at LSU. They got LSU, Alabama, Georgia, and then Florida State. Florida State, maybe. Maybe. Shout out to Chuba. Maybe. Miami? Nah. I promise. They don't know what they're talking about. I watched all of Miami's quarterbacks play in high school. They got a kid straight out of Lowndes, beast. They just named all the top schools. How is Arch Manning better than any players at these schools? That's not real. If you can't start at Texas, you got to transfer where you can find the field and go play. Let me tell you guys something. A&M had quarterbacks transfer. Anybody remember this? A&M had quarterbacks transfer. They had Haynes King transfer to Georgia Tech. He couldn't start anymore. He didn't go to an SEC power or a Pac-12 power. He went to Georgia Tech. And they had another quarterback, Eli Stowers. Eli Stowers transferred. You know where to? New Mexico State. Eli Stowers went, and he's the starting tight end at New Mexico State. You're not going to leave Texas from the bench and be the starting quarterback anywhere. I just showed you Sam Boucher. Sam Boucher went from Texas to be the starter at SMU. You're third string at Texas? You think you can start somewhere? Why do people not understand? I watch the transfer portal 24/7. That fucking sign behind me says transfer portal expert. I know every player. I know every transfer. Arch Manning is not better than starting quarterbacks all over the country. He's just not. It's bullshit. You know where he should transfer? Texas State. Texas State. That's where Arch Manning should transfer to make sure he can start. Arch Manning should transfer to La Tech. Troy. ULM. South Alabama. The Sun Belt. And go do your thing. Transferring to these big. You're going to go sit the bench. And if he doesn't sit the bench, those teams are losing. Hey, if you're still watching us, I'm about to get into all the matchups and all the things. Shout out to TikTok. Thank you guys for being here. If you want me to read your comments, interact with you, all you got to do, go to YouTube, search RicoKnows, hit on the live tab, and you're straight. You'll be in the live show. I'm about to start reading YouTube chat and the Discord server chat. That's what I'm here to do. I hope you take part. I hope you guys believe in me. Let's go. So tonight, we got 2 games tonight. I already talked about at the beginning of the show what went down last night. Congratulations to the winners. Shout out to the losers and the MVPs. We're one and the same. We lost our ass last night. Got them all wrong. I didn't get the game winners wrong. I get it wrong because I have to pick against the spread. Let's be very clear. We knew who was winning the games. We missed 1 out of the 3 on the game winners. Tonight, Central Michigan at Ohio. and then Buffalo at Miami of Ohio. I've already dialed down on these teams. I've already talked about the matchup. The game's starting about an hour and a half. If you want to know what I think about these matchups, go to Patreon. Join the Rico Knows team. We have over 900 MVPs right now. Shout out to all the MVPs. We used to be at 1,500 before we had to move off of YouTube, and now we're on Patreon. A good rebound. Shout out to all the MVPs who believe in me, believe in the knowledge and the information I give you. If you're interested, become an MVP and get to know the server and the people. You can see them here in chat. Shout out to everybody. Nonetheless, we're excited about the games tonight. Feel like we're going to hit. We never miss. That's the mindset. Shoot or shoot. Shoot or shoot. Let's go. All right. Now, talking about the American. Let's talk about some games. Friday night, because it's a weekday game, I'm going to give an analysis on this to the MVPs and MVPs only. I can just tell you that there's dynamic quarterback play in this game. Shout out to Byron Brown, South Florida. They have a great young quarterback. And then shout out to UTSA. Frank Harris is starting to play better after having an abysmal start to the season. Good matchup. On Saturday, the most underwhelming team in America, Tulane, 9-1 at Florida Atlantic. I hate Tulane and everything they're doing. They never cover the spread. Can't stand these guys. If I was looking at this game, let me pull it up in here. I know it's not an MVP level lock for me, but they don't have the spread in here, or they do. They say 9.5 points for Tulane. You want to believe that's true? FAU is unmanned, outgunned, all these things, but for whatever reason, Tulane plays to the level of their competition. At the same time, 47 points seems very low. Seems very low. I'd have to look into it. But when I look at this matchup, we're looking at a team of Tulane winning their last game by 2 points, 3 points, 2 points, 7, and 10. Listen, guys, you're in conference and you're winning by the skin of your teeth. This is not a top 25 team. This is a fraud. 6-0 in conference, you're beating teams by one possession or less. Complete fraud of a team. Not impressed with them at whatsoever. Winning by 2 points over Tulsa's gross. I watched Tulsa lose by 50 to SMU. 50. This is bad, and everything's worse. Now, this last game, they were without Keys at wide receiver. They were without their 2-star wide receivers. Pratt has looked, I guess, good against somebody. Not these last couple weeks. Have been gross. And on the flip side, FAU has looked even worse because they are not winning games. Losing to ECU 22-7 is embarrassing. You got one of the best receivers in the country in Wester. Shout out to LeJontay Wester. Tay Wester, 93 receptions. You didn't read that wrong. 93 receptions, 1,042 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Those are some amazing numbers. We still got a couple more games to go. But they're not in a bowl game. Shout out to Coach Herman, former Houston head coach, former Texas head coach, making the best of what he's got out here. But it looks like a disappointing season, only getting worse, and it's unfortunate. These last 2 losses, completely preventable. I think you should be beating ECU. You can score on them. And then losing at UAB 45-42 is insane. I knew the over was hitting. We hit on that as MVPs. But their defense is just not getting it done. They've lost a lot in the transfer portal, and it's really showed during the season. I don't like the way they match up with Tulane. I don't. I think Tulane should win this game handedly, but we've seen worse. We've seen worse. We've seen Tulane play every single team like they're a rival. I don't understand it. Tulane's highly disappointing this year as far as output goes. I'm sure 9-1 is a great season for them. All right. East Carolina at Navy. I don't know what the under is on this game, but we should take it. Let's look at it. It's going to be 36. It's got to be. 31. Oh, 31. If it's 31, you got to take the over. You got to take the over. Now, East Carolina, to be fair, 10, 7, 10, 22, and 27. You got to take the over. At 31, that's crazy. It opened at 33. It's down to 31. Wow. ECU's offense is bad. It's starting to get better, apparently, supposedly. But these defenses are pretty stout. Navy blew out UAB. Didn't see that coming. And they did, apparently. Yeah. Oof. 31. I think Navy wins by more than 3 points. It's at home in Annapolis. Yeah. I think Navy wins by more than 3 points, but I also like the under. I'm sorry, the over. I think I would just go with the spread in this game. Navy more than 3 points over ECU. What an ugly game. One of the most unwatchable games out there. Trust me, you don't want to see this shit. You don't want to see it, man. This guy Flynn right here, there's a guy on my channel right now, on the Discord server. I'm going to show you. Right there. There he is. He's watching the show right now. Alex Flynn, ECU quarterback. He's claiming to be Alex Flynn, the ECU quarterback. If you are Alex Flynn, the ECU quarterback, first thing I want to tell you, get back to practice. But this dude right here, 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, horrendous. Horrendous. 50% completion percentage. Oh, this guy's the worst. Shout out to Flynn on my server. He wrote in all caps, I am fully aware I am buns. Buns, bro. Buns. Whew. SMU at Memphis, an MVP level lock. I won't talk about it. Rice at Charlotte, MVP level lock. Can't talk about it. North Texas at Tulsa. Let me double check my chart, and I'll let you know. Can't talk about it. MVP level lock. And then Temple at UAB. I believe it's a shootout. I think UAB holds the edge because they can run the ball. This was very close to making my list. I want to say I cut it and took it off. But let me tell you guys, I think UAB holds the edge because they can run. They have good running backs. UAB has 2 stud running backs that are probably NFL worthy. Jermaine Brown Jr. and Isaiah Jacobs. That's Josh Jacobs' little brother, and from the Raiders. And then Jermaine Brown Jr. rushed for 900 yards last year. He's splitting time again, but I still think he's a great running back. Temple obviously has E.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's son, but Temple has no defense. Defense is gross. They can't stop the run. They're bad. Bad team. I think it's a high-scoring game. Trent Dilfer doesn't know how to coach against the pass. Let me see a shootout here. Take the over. Let's see what it is, though. If you don't take the over, you just take UAB to win the game outright. If you don't believe in it. Yeah, 64.5. What an over. What an over waiting to happen. 64.5. I think it'll be closer to 70. And UAB 7 points. Yeah, don't let it get above 7. 6.5 works. It opened the books at what? 7? It's been 7 the whole time. I still like it. They say 7.5 here. I still like 7. You'll probably push at worst. I like UAB 7 a lot. I know they just lost to Navy 31, but look at this right here. 45-42 is the type of game you're going to get. 45-21, 41-20. Like, they score points even against some of these better teams. But against the scrub teams, they put up 50, 45. UAB does against scrub teams. Temple's a scrub team, in case you were wondering. Temple lost 55-0 to SMU. 45-14 to North Texas. North Texas got no defense. It's crazy. I think it's going to be one of these scores where UAB outscores Temple, and I give them to cover it. Give me that result right there for sure. Let's go to the Big 12. Big 12, Oklahoma at BYU. This is an MVP level lock. I will double check. It is. Cincinnati at West Virginia, MVP level lock for sure. Baylor at TCU, not a lock. Not a lock at all. I'm pretty sure in this game I like TCU to win the game. Everybody does. BYU's having a rough year. TCU can throw a little bit. They can throw it a little further. It's not Morris playing quarterback here. It's Hoover because he sucks. But TCU was competitive against Texas. That had to give them a boost of confidence. They were competitive against Texas Tech. It's when they went up against K-State they weren't competitive. But the team is playing about as well as I expected. Remember, guys, before the season started, I told you TCU would be 5-7 this year. While everybody was telling me they were the returning national champion runner-ups and they were a top 25 team, I boldly stood in the face of everybody. It's all over TikTok. Do a search, hashtag TCU. And I told you, TCU is going to win 5 games this year. And this is going to be the win that gets them to 5. That's period. Okay, at 5. Now, Baylor, on the other hand, gross. Just getting blown out, looking hapless. Who's losing to Houston? I don't know. They just don't look good. Baylor doesn't look good. They have a rushing attack. Shapen's back, but don't believe the hype and the numbers and how much he takes care of the ball. Something's wrong with Baylor. Let's see what the spread is. TCU by 13. Wow. I got Baylor covering that spread. They say game time is supposed to see some lightning. Baylor can cover that spread, but I still would take the over in this. That 58.5. No, I wouldn't take the over. No, I wouldn't take the over. I wouldn't bet this game. I don't like the way this is. I wouldn't bet it. TCU has done nothing to warrant a 13-point spread. But Baylor doesn't cover 13-point spread. I mean, Baylor can get beat by more than 13. Don't like it. Don't like it. Nope. Coin flip all the way. Not going to make any money there. Next game, Oklahoma State at Houston. It's the very last lock on my page, meaning this is the last game I feel confident about that I know who's going to win against the spread, the whole deal. So won't talk about it. It's the very last one, though. So it could slip off, and then I could talk about it some other time, but not today. UCF at Texas Tech. Not on the list. If you ask me knee-jerk reaction right now, I like Texas Tech as a team better than UCF. I think they're a more complete team. They're 4-3 in conference versus 2-5. UCF does have these moments where they look great, right? Against Oklahoma in a loss, they looked great. Against Oklahoma State in a win, obviously they looked phenomenal last week. But when I look at Texas Tech, they're a good team. They just have some inexcusable losses. They're not consistent. Neither team is consistent. Total coin flip here. What's the spread? Texas Tech 2.5, 30 points, 60 points. Oof. You think John Rice Plumlee can do it again? Texas Tech is a run offense, a run-oriented offense, rush-oriented offense. I like the under in this game. 60 points, I like the under all day. I like the under. I think Texas Tech tries to control the game, the ground game, keep the ball out of their hands, out of UCF's hands. I like the under. I also see turnovers occurring in this game. I'm serious. These defenses are opportunistic. I see turnovers, and I like the under. I'm sorry. Yeah, the under. Did I say over? I meant under. I don't think it's a shootout. I think it's a slugfest in the 19 to 25 range. That's how I feel. Give me the under. UCF, Texas Tech. I don't think they get to 60. Remember, I told you here first. K-State, Kansas. On the MVP level lock list. Can't talk about it. And then Texas at Iowa State. Let me just tell you guys that I believe Iowa State has a puncher's chance in this game. Not nearly as talented. I got it. But obviously, Brooks is out for the year. You just lost your 1,100-yard rusher. You lost everything you got. And I just feel like Rocco Becht is a gamer, bruh. He's just tough. Just tough. Makes the right plays, does the right things. Iowa State's not a bad team. Looked very dominant. They've won 4 out of their last 5. And I just believe they're better than these teams they're playing against. And Texas doesn't cover the spread very well. They really don't. So what's the spread here? 7.5, Texas? Oof. Every bit of me wants to think Texas can beat them by more than 7. Every bit of me thinks that. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it go over. 46.5, I wouldn't be surprised to see an over. K-State or Iowa State's better than TCU, and they were able to put up 26. Iowa State has a very similar offensive output. I could see Iowa State getting over 30. I could see a shootout. I know both teams are going to get over 25. That's your 50. If both teams get over 25, that's your 50. What are we doing? You believe in Iowa State's defense that much? Then okay. Then they cover the spread. But I like the over and Iowa State to cover the spread. I don't think they get blown out. And they're at home. Texas, a lot of drop passes by Worthy. They've been putting up over 30 points every game, even in a loss. 30 points. All of a sudden, magically, they're not going to get to 30? If you think they're getting to 30 points every game, because that's what they've been doing, Texas, then what are we doing? You lose your running back, you're not getting to 30? I'm trying to understand this 46. Feels like the over's in play. I would take the over, and I would take Iowa State to cover the spread. I'm not going to go money line. I'm not talking crazy. All right, so that's my breakdown of all the games between the American Conference and the Big 12. Now I'm going to take your guys' questions. Reminder to everybody on TikTok, if you want to interact with me, go to YouTube, put it in. Go to the Discord server, put it in, and I'll get to it. I start with the Discord server. They hold a higher priority. Most of these guys are MVPs. And then I'll go over to YouTube. So let me start here, starting with the chat. Let's go. Texas in upset. This was yesterday. Jonathan Brooks out for the year. Yep. Let's get this party started. What up, Bucky? Josh Pate is 24/7 CBS. Just sharing the info since I know you don't watch him. Correct. But people know that. Rico knows. Okay, yeah, Josh Pate. Just hear him giving takes. He's still in my shit. I'm not mad at the dude. I think 24/7. I know they watch me. I've had their writers reach out to me. 24/7's reached out to me because they want me to stop dragging them in my videos. Because remember, I point out all their errors. I used to have this video pinned on my channel where I pointed out 30 errors in a row on 24/7 Sports. One of their writers reached out and was like, "Hey, man, we have issues with QA/QC, quality assurance, quality control. We're not sure who can proofread it and make the adjustments and do that." I'm like, bro, you got people with the wrong pictures. You got people going to the wrong school. You guys have a dead player in the transfer portal. Get out of it. They had a player. He was killed. Like, he was dead. And he was in the transfer portal all off season. Not even alive. They say, oh, he's still in the portal, still available. I have videos all over this shit. Yep. All over my channel. They're gross. I'm mad at the producers, the creators of shows, and you're stealing my takes. It is what it is. We need a coach at Mississippi State. Yes, you do. Rico, did you see Arkansas watching Polar Express at halftime against Auburn? I did. I saw it in the locker room. It is a valid video. People were saying it's older. It's not recent. It was taken in the offseason, some other stuff like this. No, I saw a freshman in the video, and the freshman is from this year. So one of the guys in the locker room is from this year. I don't know if they superimposed it. It's a deep fake, whatever, but they are watching Polar Express. I got news for you guys. I don't watch any Christmas movies. Kim listens to Christmas music 24/7. She wants that shit on. She's in love with it. She's happy. Christmas is her time of the year. She wants a Christmas tree. I got a wreath for the house, for the front door. I don't mess with the movies. I don't mess with the tree. I'm not that guy, man. If you need a gift, I got you. Shout out to my kids, but anybody else, I don't really get you gifts either. I just don't get down like that. I'm different. Shout out to you guys for getting it right. Baker's not on there. He's a starter on another team. Greer should be number one. If he's on an active roster, can't be. He was cut from Dallas. Never heard of anyone sign him. Oh, yeah, somebody signed him. Somebody signed Greer, gave him a shot there, Bobby Albright. I can't remember who it was. I made a video on it. Apparently, he was just elevated to the Patriots roster above Mac Jones. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to tell you, somebody signed him. Wow, Cam's too busy redecorating his closet with those stupid-ass hats. Ugh. The only person who dresses worse than Cam Newton is, who's that dude, the bricklayer? Who's that dude who plays basketball? He's a brick waiting to happen. The dude who went to UCLA, couldn't play anywhere. You guys know, Mr. Triple-Double. What's his name? I forget his name. The kid who was at Oklahoma State and everywhere else. Just bad football, just bad basketball. Kaepernick is 36 now. 36. Arch can come to Mississippi State. He's better than our walk-on, so he'd get a shot. Valid. Can Rocco Becht and their 3 running backs keep it close against Texas? I just talked about it. I believe so. Shout out to Stelwers, now playing wide receiver at New Mexico State. I say tight end. It's tight end. He can play at Miami. No. Ja'Cory Brown is better than him. I'm telling you. Brown is better than him. Ja'Cory Brown is better than him. Imagine Arch Manning takes his talents to Akron, where he beat out Undercuffler. You'd have to wait for Undercuffler to run out of eligibility. He's not beating out Undercuffler, the muffler. Hey, we'll take Arch over here at Wisconsin. We're getting desperate. Oh, that sounds like a valid spot. There's no good quarterbacks there. Nick Evers should never see the field, so that makes sense. I'm fully aware I am buns. Why are you not at practice? I know I'm not making the NFL, CFL, or XFL. No one wants to give me an NIL deal due to my play this year. I need to make money somehow, so I'm gambling. Shout out to you, Alex Flynn. Just don't bet on yourself, bruh. Steve says, today at 4:13 p.m., careful what you wish for when hiring, selecting spouse, and removing dictators. The devil we know. Shout out to you. In their current state, will the Kansas schools dominate the new Big 12, or will the crown land in Texas or Arizona, again, assuming everything stays the same? So as of right now, if Jetfish stays at Arizona, I believe that they are one of the best teams in the Big 12 next year. That's a fact. Also, value of existing contracts and future brand for Pac-12. Exactly. Yeah, you hold all that. You talking about Russell Westbrook. Yeah, there it is, as the bricklayer for sure. Westbrook is the worst dresser I've ever seen in my life. And if you're asking yourself, how did Rico forget Russell Westbrook's name? This is how much I despise the NBA. I can't stand it, bro. Just a bunch of dudes acting tough, and I know they lack hand-eye coordination to punch one another. I've watched it. I've watched the melees go. They have such long extremities that when they go to punch something, it's not there anymore. Like they reach back to punch, and it's just not there by the time their arm and hand get there. Those guys, you could fight every basketball player in the world if you wanted to. They're not going to beat you up. None of them. Shout out to Ron Artest. All these guys can't hit anyone. They're worthless in fight. You watch them? Watch the fights. All their punches miss. I'm an MMA fighter, guys. I feel very confident in my skill set and my ability to make contact and strike. Them dudes are in striking distance, and they're not striking. It's the safest thing you've ever seen. It's incredible. And it's not that the head movement's going and they're moving. No, they just can't hit shit, bro. They punch like baseball players hit balls. Just worthless. Being back at practice for those interested. Shout out to Kansas. Let me get to YouTube and check the comments here, and then we'll call it a show. Questions, comments, concerns, whatever it is. If you're on TikTok, move over to YouTube, get it in. I'll answer you. Mike Schmidt, what up? We have a Mike Schmidt sighting. Holy shit. If you guys didn't know, Mike Schmidt is a drug addict, drives a Buick, and bets hundreds of thousands of dollars on games. I don't know what his deal is in life, but Mike Schmidt, shout out to you. He says, what's good, MVPs finally unbanned on YouTube. Congratulations, Mike Schmitty. Interesting segment on The Herd today. Colin Cowherd says that Texas quarterback Arch Manning has a reputation in Austin with some hookers. Cowherd knows well. Thoughts? My thoughts are, I believe during the football season, all players should practice abstinence and should save their energy for the games. That's my thoughts. Oh, Lord, who let him get unbanned? Welcome back, Mike. There it is, Salt in the SWAT. I like the new intro song, Ricky. It's Rico. Don't let autocorrect fool you. And, yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of Justin Starling. I'm a huge Justin Starling guy. He's an independent rapper. I'm going to open up my shows with him, as often as possible. Welcome to the show. Remember, Big 12 and American Conference. What's good, MVPs? What up, Lloyd's Life? Good to see you, man. Mike Schmidt says, not Big 12, but did you hear about the budget crisis at Arizona? I did, Mike Schmidt. I'm not worried about it. It is Big 12 next season. Schools will figure it out. Schools do stuff like this just to get interest from investors and alumni, right? So you just start saying you're poor and you're broke and you're hoping somebody – they sound no different than these girls on TikTok Live begging. You know, yesterday was my birthday. I turned 41. I didn't ask anybody for a gift. I didn't ask anybody for shit. But this woman wrote me. I don't want to say her name, but this Jersey girl, 3845. No, I'm joking. This girl wrote me, and she said, I'm sad right now, Rico. I want to buy my son a birthday cake and a gift, and I don't have any money. Can you help me? No. I got my own kids to feed. I got my own people to buy gifts for. I ain't worried about you. But if you made a video and told the world how poor you were and you wanted a handout, maybe they would care if they knew you, right? So when Arizona goes out and says they're missing money and they're broke and they're in a budget crisis and they need help with this, that, or the other, I think it's just a PR stunt to get more donations from their alumni. I think it's just a PR stunt to try to acquire more money for your NIL deals moving forward or your sports programs. I don't give a shit, personally. Sounds like they'll be making big cuts onto sports programs. I bet Fish will be in the market for a new job with that news. Nope. Because, once again, when you are a head coach at a college program, you do not get paid by taxpayer dollars. You do not get paid by the athletic department sports budget. That is not how you get paid as a head coach in college football. Head coaches in college football are paid by private donors, i.e. boosters. They pay the vast majority of your income. Yes, your health care and your workman's comp, all that kind of shit is covered by the sports department and the budgeting. A large portion of sports department budgeting, if you guys didn't know, you can do some research on this, is actually paid out to retirees. People who were tenured professors or retirees, they get paid a portion of that budget as well, because that's where the pay comes from for those guys to get paid. The current coach is getting paid by private donors, and the vast majority of boosters are paying the salary for these coaches. That's how it's done. It is not taxpayer dollars. So if there's a budgeting issue, it's not going to come out of the coach's pay. Sorry about that. What up, Rico? Are the Longhorns the best team in the Big 12 this year? T, I would imagine they are. More power to them. Obviously, they lost to Oklahoma, but if I was to look at a team, Texas is probably the best team in the Big 12, and they want you to believe that. And they're going to tell you that no matter what Texas' record is, you need to believe that Texas is the best team in the Big 12 because they beat Bama. Remember that. The narrative in America, the narrative in the media, on ESPN, with any voter, anybody assessing, strength of schedule or a poll or anything, the first thing they're going to tell you is, well, look, they got to be the best team in the Big 12 because they beat Bama. But heaven forbid we tell you Bama could be beat by 3 or 4 teams in the Big 12. Is that possible? I don't know. But I know this. There's some teams in the Big 12 that played Texas a hell of a lot closer than Bama. There's some teams in the Big 12 that could beat Texas and Alabama couldn't. But that narrative doesn't fit. We need to go out and say that Alabama is one of the best 5 or 6 teams in the country, and we need to believe that one of the best teams in the SEC wouldn't lose to anyone else in the Big 12. That's what we need to believe, and that's what they need to say. I don't get down like that. Sounds like they'll be making big cuts to sports programs. Yep. Gundy could be great for A&M, but I think he has a special loyalty to Oklahoma State. Yeah, so did every dude before he left his wife. Just saying. What about UTSA coach for Texas A&M? And do you like any lines for the USF game? The USF game, do I like any lines? I think I already talked about that, Logan R. line. UTSA coach, Troy Taylor. Great local legend, a high school coach. Good coach at, did I say Troy? Is it Troy? I think it's Troy. Coach Trailer is a great coach. Is he A&M caliber? I think they want a big fish in a little pond. I think they want a marquee name. I don't think they want an up-and-coming coach. I think if you're going to hire a group of 5 coach, that's going to the Mississippi State job. That's going to some of these lesser-known jobs. That is not. That's going to Boise State. That is not going to A&M. A&M is going to want one gargantuan name, a big name. They didn't fire Jimbo Fisher to hire an up-and-coming coach or somebody who succeeds with smaller schools and gets the most out of it. No. They're going for a big name in the Power 5, man. Power 5 coaches hire other Power 5 coaches. Like Power 5 teams, they hire Power 5 coaches. That's what they do. So, no, they're going to take somebody's big name. Frazier. Like, they're going to take somebody big. Yeah. They're not taking Deion Sanders. No. ECU, Navy, under. ECU has a good run defense, and Navy can only run the ball. Yeah. I think I already talked about it. It's really low, so I said take the over. Right? I said it's really low, take the over, or did I say take the under? I don't know. I don't remember what I said, Dom. I feel like Memphis always has bad defenses. That being said, should this game have a lot of fireworks with SMU? That's an MVP level lock, Dom. Thanks for asking. Rico, you back on YouTube? I thought YouTube had you down for the count. Al Green, I am not back on YouTube. YouTube does have me down for the count. I am live streaming on YouTube. I'm not getting paid for it. This is a free live stream. There's no commercial when you watch my video. I don't make any revenue stream from this. I am just over here so you can see the live stream. Congratulations. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm still in YouTube hell. They haven't paid my money from October. I don't get to get out of this until January. January 28th, I will be appealing and see if I get granted. But they put me on a 3-month lock. I'm not back on YouTube. You see my show on YouTube. That don't mean shit. If I see Cam Newton, I'm going to die. Oh, well, you can see him anywhere. He's not playing. But on that story, for sure. Cape, Newton, Flacco, Matt Ryan, and Rivers. I put Tom Brady on Tom. There you go, on TikTok. Okay, Ronnie. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Tony Romo, get him out the booth. Browns need to sign either Greg Ward or Johnny Football to play quarterback for them. Greg Ward's a nice addition, but yeah, P.J. Walker ain't even that bad. Just let him play for the Browns. I like P.J. Walker. RG3, never. I think FSU would be a good fit for Arch Manning. Yeah, okay. Miami needs a quarterback. No, they don't, man. They got Ja'Carri Brown. I'm trying to tell y'all, they already got a player. He'd start at Michigan State. Patrick Sullivan. Possibly. Arch Manning to ODU sounds good. Top needs to go to work for a school's team recruiting office. Thank you, Adam Penn. Teams need to call me if they want me to work for them. Manning should start for most Big Ten schools. Manning could start for most Big Ten schools. Probably. You know, I can do remote recruiting. I don't need to go to your school. You guys can just chill with me. With all due respect, you can discuss all games. It would help MVP clients who don't watch the videos. Silky Touch. Yes, it would, and there's no respect needed, but then I'm giving out information for free to people who didn't pay for it. Be very clear. I will never discuss an MVP level lock outside of my MVP level live streams. You don't have to watch the videos. If you don't hear me talk about the game, it's because I'm talking about it with MVP Saturday morning. Now, if you're an MVP and you don't come to the Saturday morning live stream and You don't watch the video on Saturday morning, you don't care about your money. That's all there is to it. There is no list to tail. There is no fucking picks to take. I am selling information to games. Information about teams. I'm not selling picks. I do not sit here and tell you, oh, pick this one. This is a surefire hit. This is your spread. This is this. Oh, I got just a parlay for you today. Here it is. I'm not that guy. I sell you information on the teams. And if you don't want to learn about the information, well, that's on you. But I will never come in here and give people information about the teams for free. Not when somebody else is paying for it. That's highly disrespectful to 1,000 MVPs who are paying money every single month. And then I go out here and give it to free to anybody watching my show. Why would they pay if they can just wait for the show and then watch it for free? No point. Never going to do that ever. Rico knows, what up? I already know you picking West Virginia because you were laughing when you did Cincy. Hey, touche, Dom. Good luck with that. Thank you for being here every single day watching the show. You know how I feel about certain teams. Congratulations. Mike Schmidt, if you're an MVP, you should watch the videos. Silky, what WTF are you talking about? So, Silky Touch 21, if I remember correctly, Silky's on the Discord server. Let's be clear. Silky's on the Discord server, and he's in the 10K ladder chat, the free 10K ladder chat. Let me just scroll up and see. I'm assuming that guy Silky is this guy right here named Silky. You guys can see it on the screen. And you see how his name isn't green? This is a guy named Silky in the 10K ladder chat getting free picks on the Discord server. But Silky's not an MVP. So if a guy named Silky is out here asking for free picks on YouTube right now, saying, I don't get to watch all the videos, chances are that's Silky from my Discord server asking for a hookup for free. Not only does he not pay for it, he comes on here and pretends to be an MVP and says it would help MVP clients who don't watch the videos. Right there. That's what Silky's doing up in here. Silky's out here doing this. Shout out to Silky for not being an MVP but pretending to be one. It's really cool. If you're an MVP, you should watch all the videos. Thank you for calling him out, Mike. Shout out to everybody who's here. This is what happens, y'all. People think they're smarter than you. You're talking to a damn genius, but you think you're smarter than me. Baylor seems to have quieted down on the moving on from Miranda. Do you think he can put the pieces back together to have Baylor competing in the new Big 12? He don't need to put pieces together. He just needs to not have his quarterback get hurt, win some recruiting battles, and continue to dominate in the transfer portal. I think they can be competitive in the Big 12. Yes. Mike, there goes Silky. Some people work 60-plus hours a week and really struggle with time to sleep. Don't tell people what they should do unless you want to tell yourself you should remind your own business. Well, Silky, I think you're Silky for my Discord server. I don't think you're an MVP. I think you're just trying to get a free handout, bro. Real talk. You work 60 hours a week. You don't pay $25 a month. Think about that. I don't like it, bro. You're trying to outsmart me? Not happening. No watch party tonight. Seth, there's always a watch party every single night, but it's only on the Discord server with my MVPs. I want to make this clear. All watch parties have been turned into exclusive watch parties with only MVPs on the Discord server, nowhere else. That's where it's at. I think in January, and I'm saying this again, I think I will move watch parties. I will do it both on the Discord server and YouTube, but it's going to be only MVP only. And the reason for this is I actually show the games, and I don't want copyright violations, and I don't need a bunch of freeloaders in there. So it's only MVPs. Shout out to the MVPs. And Silky's never watched the game with me, just so you guys know. Silky, you might be the lowest key troll I've seen in the community. There you go, Sultan of SWAT. He knew exactly who it was. Watch party will be this evening. Shout out to Sultan of SWAT. He knows. Is Aiden O'Connell a future starter? If given the opportunity, I hope he does well. Either way, I think Fish will be a top candidate for UCLA if they have the cash to get him. Sounds ideal, Mike Schmidt. Nah, just a logical guy listening like you. There you go. Logically trying to rip me off. Silky, get your money up. If you're working 60 hours a week, can't rock with you broke boys. Shout out to Mike Schmidt. The name is Schmidt, not shit. Shout out to Schmitty. Hey, in your Chip Kelly vid, why did you not show Chip Kelly as 6-25 versus schools with the winning record that year? The GOAT. I'm not concerned with Chip Kelly's record being 33-33 at all. I talked about his overall record for a reason. I'm not even worried about what he does against ranked teams, but we can talk about this. UCLA against ranked teams the last 2 years. The ranked teams you're referring to are Washington, Oregon, Utah, and USC. At no point during this tenure that he's had has Chip Kelly had a more talented team than any of those teams. Let me make that clear again. He has never been favored to win those games. It's the same thing I talked about this yesterday at Penn State. If you don't have the better team, how are you supposed to win? So there's no expectation to beat those teams if they're better than you. Why are we looking at a record when you were playing games against teams that are better than your team? You didn't do a bad job coaching. The team is more talented than you. So show me the record of games where he lost when he was supposed to win. Like he lost against Arizona State a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, last week. That was a bad loss. But how many of those does he have in his 6 years? So I don't like looking at records, because show me the Pac-12 team. Show me Arizona's record against USC, Oregon, and Washington, right? And Utah. Show me Arizona State's record against Utah, Oregon, USC. Like, you get what I'm saying? If you're one of the lower tier teams in the conference, you lose to all those teams anyways. So for UCLA to be 9-4 and have this losing record against teams with winning records, like, I need you to understand what's going on here. They're losing to teams that are better talented to them. They're not losing they're not a bad team, man. I wish people understood. I'm going to move the phone out of the way so I can read the rest of these comments. A&M should hire Jimbo. He's the only available coach who has won a natty. All right, now we're trolling. Rico, what do you think about Alex Pereira? I think that he's the best striker on the UFC roster right now, but many disagree. Many disagree. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't think he's a good fighter. I think he's a good striker, but I don't think he's a good fighter. I don't like him. I have a hard time cheering for him. I cheer against him often. That's what I think about him. You said, what do you think about him? I don't like him. Period. If A&M really wanted to go out the box, they should hire Colin Cowherd. He's one of the best minds in sports. Okay. Evening Top, much love. Hope all is well. Shout out to Jason Parkinson. Thank you for your service. Much love. I'm an MVP. What up, Seth? So I'll be there, Seth. And we'll see you, bro. Seth, I know who you are. Rico, can West Virginia relive the Pat White days? Those days were so juiced and electric. Let's talk about it. So West Virginia back then was in the Big East, and there had to be some money going around because West Virginia was getting recruits like Amos Coburn, getting recruits like Noel Devine, getting Steve Slayton, and just a number of great athletes, right? Austin and Stedman. The team that West Virginia used to have back when they were in the Big East, they don't have that anymore. They changed conferences, and things got a little different as far as who they play against and how they recruit. Also, losing Rich Rod. You guys see what Rich Rod's doing with Jacksonville State? Rich Rod's doing it, man. He's doing exactly what we need to see. It's being innovative, exciting, getting the most out of your team and what you're doing. It's tough when you're trying to compete for national titles, which is what they were doing back in the day. But I think there was an influx of money that nobody else had. I really do. How else do you get a guy from Florida to come up, right? And it's going to be a while. I miss the watch parties. Well, Mike Schmidt, it is what it is. Also, he lost the locker room. Dante Moore's family literally shit talks Chip. Yeah, every day on Facebook and says that Dante tells them Chip lost the trust of his offensive players. Yeah, the GOAT. I found this to be true about like every single team that loses a player or a coach. I'll give you an example. If I talk to Georgia fans, they'll tell you how great their players are. But the minute one of these kids gets in the transfer portal, they're going to tell me, "Oh, he wasn't practicing hard. He wasn't at practice all the time. He didn't do his grade. He didn't do his schoolwork. He's got grade problems. He missed 2 team meetings. Oh, we don't want him anyways." That's what they did to Bear Alexander. As soon as he hit the portal, I just heard all this dirt on him. You see players start ripping coaches when they feel there will be no repercussions for their conduct or for what they're saying. No one would say anything negative about a coach until he's fired. You want proof? Just yesterday, I had a Boise State offensive linemen in my DMs telling me how terrible their coach was. Well, where the hell were you before he got fired? Why weren't you in my DMs before Andy Avalos gets fired? Oh, you don't want to say anything because there's consequences for your actions. It just so happens people get really brave and bold after someone gets fired, after the breakup. This is that girl on I don't know if you guys grew up when I grew up. We used to watch Ricky Lake. We used to watch Jenny Jones, Montel Williams. We'd come home from school, and they had all these talk shows on, and it would always be relationship drama and shit, right? Jerry Springer on at 5, and they would be arguing back and forth, and then one of the girls on the stage would always go like, well, he don't even satisfy him. He got a little dick anyways. And you'd be like, yo, you been with this dude for 5 years. When were you going to start complaining about all that? 5 years. What are we doing? And that's my point, is like, you hear these women talk smack about somebody, but when you're with them, you don't say anything bad. You love everything about them. I don't believe it unless you said it when you were together. So I'm not cool with Dante Moore. I actually think he's leaving anyways. I think Dante Moore is headed to Oregon. I think Dante Moore is going to Oregon. I think he's going to go play for Dan Lanning. I think he's transferring to Oregon. That's what my sources say. That's real. I haven't made a video on it yet, but my sources say he's going to. And the reason I'm not saying it is I don't want to jump the gun. What if they hire a good coach that can keep him there, right? But as of right now, my sources say Dante Moore's leaving to Oregon. Do I watch boxing? Not a chance in hell do I watch. I would never watch boxing of any sort. No, I find boxing extremely boring. Not interested in the slightest. I'm an MMA guy through and through. Don't know the first thing about. I mean, I understand the sport of boxing. I'm obviously an MMA fighter. I've trained in boxing. I will never watch a boxing match. Ugh. Just 3 punches and then hug. 3 punches and hug. 3 punches. I can't stand it, bro. And then you get to the scorecard and it's something way different from what you anticipated. Gross. Back to the chat and then we're done for the show. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Remember, live streaming with the MVPs in about 45 minutes. Mike Schmidt just placed a bet. $500K on Buffalo tonight. Word. Shout out to Mike Schmidt for living on the dangerous side. Schmidt left me his LeSabre keys. Rico, thanks for the info you give out, man. Shout out to Bucky. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. Thank you for being an MVP. And thank you for watching the videos when I make them. Sultan Swat says, Mississippi State running back Simeon Price entered the transfer portal this afternoon. Guy buried on the depth chart. I will have to make a video on this. Excuse me. Simeon Price. Bird on the depth chart. Every time he got his shot, he got hurt. Hopefully he can find a good home and he can stay healthy. Yeah, you know, man, some guys do find a good chance in second home after injuries, and I'm always an advocate for these young players to go find an opportunity that's advantageous to them, their career, and their dream. So that's what made me become a transfer portal expert, is I wanted to see where people were going and if they were going to succeed at the next level, at the next stop. So I'm with it. So what say you, Rico? What up? What up, Rico Mix? I see you, man. Shout out to you. Do you think Jimbo will be back in college football next season? No. No. Are you kidding me? Dude, if I could get the pay and not go to work, I'm doing it. $70 million? I'm going to an island and forgetting all you motherfuckers exist, bro. I'm going to an island where a girl serves me punch and rum. I don't know. I'm Jimbo Fisher. I'm riding off, bro. $70 million? Come on. Stop that. He don't need to be working. And he's not good at what he does. I think he's obsolete as a head coach. Thoughts on Booby Curry out of Buffalo? Good player. Hope they throw him the ball tonight. Good receiving threat. I hope they find a quarterback that can get him the ball. I hope he gets open. That's about it. Doesn't really move me. I watch a lot of film on Buffalo. I watch a lot of MAC football in preparation for my picks and my games, and I can tell you that Booby doesn't stick out to me all that much. Obviously, I know who he is. I've seen him on the field do his thing, but doesn't really move me like that. Hope he plays well. Hope he keeps doing what he does. No problem. It's my money, so I need to watch the info. Jimbo is done. Hey, Bucky knows what's up. Last question here. The GOAT says, yes, his family was saying Dante was going to leave if Chip Kelly was still the head coach. Now that he is leaving, it's 60-40 he stays. There we go, the GOAT. It is what it is. Thank you guys for being here. Remember, I I know more than your friends, man. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for always believing in me. I'll see you on the flip side. If you're on TikTok and you're not an MVP, get with it, because this is where it's at. All the MVPs on the Discord server get their comments written first, or read first, and I respond to them at all times. Hanging out with them tonight. Let's win it. Let's go. By the way, I never sleep, y'all. Peace.
GIA season.
Hey, hey, 100 deep, and we blowin' tree. Make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back. I'm in town all week. Make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting shit, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing come for free. No.
Daddy trapping for the low, they was smashing at my door. This that New York, this that Texas, this that Carolina flow. I got shooters that are bros, I got enemies so close. I got exes who keep texting, got some millionaires I know. In the basement, this the matrix, I'm just following the code. I keep doing what I do, you keep doing what you told. From the city where the blackest type of people do you cold. Got a drink with my team, this is all we ever known. GRA, that's the season, people fake, we don't need them. People hate, we cannot relate, there is no debate. Boy, you late, we been on the way, on the interstate, on the chase, get into the cake, throw it in the safe.
100 deep, and we blowin' tree. Make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back. I'm in town all week. Make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting shit, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing come for free. Nah.
Say they taught me how to win, diamonds taught me how to swim, money taught me how to grin. Yeah, shout out to my teachers, you ain't never did a favor. You get mad that I ain't pay you, boy, you always been a hater. Yeah, shout out to my leeches, ayy. They get left and now I'm living right. You the type of girl I'll make my wife. We too young to do that all tonight. Drunk right now, I said I'll change your life. I like the way that she dancing, we always taking our chances. Might take her out to the Hamptons, we never sleeping, we vamping. Trap like the building abandoned, you see the team is expanding. I had to sit on the throne, they telling lies, I can't stand it.
100 deep, and we blowin' tree. Make it hard to breathe. Girl, you back. I'm in town all week. Make it hard to leave. Honestly, we been stacking G's, playing with them keys. Niggas weak, got me counting shit, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, they was sleeping on me, but I'm never sleep. No, catching vibes while they out catching Z's. Yeah, pay my dues, told them nothing